Hi guys, this is Julissa. Today is Friday, December 4th, 2020. Do apologize. I'm laughing. I just feel like everything that's happening is a little insane, and what I just learned today is a little insane, and I feel like God, this is not how God planned for us to be living, and because of that and everything that's happening, I think God is coming soon, very soon. Because if you think about it, like when God saw when he destroyed he sent the storm, he was like, he there was a verse in the Bible. I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna talk about this. That's why I'm like a little confused. But I know there's a verse in the Bible where God had regretted creating. Let me just search it before I say something that's not right. I just feel um yeah, God regretted making man because God regretted making human beings on earth. That was on chapter 6 of Genesis. Um, and I just feel like because everything that's happening, like we are so close for God's return, because the way the government and humans, I guess you can say, are trying to make this happen and trying to control the population, it's getting just way out of hand. And because of that, I feel like God is gonna come back soon. I mean, that's just me and my human thinking. Obviously, I don't know. Nobody knows when the hour is gonna be, but um, I just learned that in LA they are going to ban even walking starting on Sunday. Like, think about it for 1 second. Like, they're banning driving, walking, only for essential. Like, I think walking is essential for anybody. You don't have to work in the medical field to be allowed to go to take a walk around the neighborhood. So they're banning all of that, and I just feel like everybody's just sitting down and just like, oh, let's get some food, so we're gonna be at home. Like, everybody's just following. We're all wearing our blinders. Like, the mask that we wear, might as well just put it in our eyes, because we're following every rule so blindly. And people are like, at least here in the East Coast, everybody's so preoccupied with Christmas shopping. And like I told you guys in my previous video, everybody's shopping at the mall, and the malls are packed. Everywhere is packed. It's crazy traffic everywhere. And I feel like I'm just asking you to take a break from that for one moment, to pay attention to what's going on. Even if it's not happening at the moment here in the East Coast, it's going to happen, because it's just a matter of time. Because they see how one city, one state takes it when they said you're not even allowed to walk, you know? And then they're gonna, everybody else will follow. And the issue with that is, like, it has been proven that wearing the mask and stay at home is not helping to control the virus. You know what I mean? And the issue that I have with that is, like, we've been wearing masks since March. We've been wearing the mask since they say to us to wear a mask. There has been so many fights of people that are encountered because they don't wear a mask. Everywhere you go, you see people wearing their mask and trying the best they can to keep their distance. And the cases are going up higher, so it's not working. You're not gonna go to the doctor because you're sick. He's gonna give you antibiotics, and you take it for the 10 days that he said for you to take it. And if it doesn't work, you're not gonna say, give me more of the same. You're gonna say, this is not working, give me something else. So obviously it's been more than 8 months since we've been wearing the mask, and this is not working. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's being enforced like it helps, but it doesn't help. Because if it would help, we wouldn't have so many cases. If keeping your distance would help to not spread the virus, we wouldn't have so many cases now. We're looking at the results. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, everybody's waiting for this vaccine that's coming next week or whatever. Do you read what they say now. And when I mean say, I mean I'm saying the people who are for this vaccine, the people who are creating it. This is what I heard today. So they're saying it's gonna take, somebody say, send in the questions that you have, concerns that you have about this vaccine. And somebody will say, so when I take the vaccine, how long before I can hold my grandchildren since I haven't seen them? This is somebody, a viewer, who asked that. And they said, well, you gotta go for the first vaccine, for the first dosage, and then you gotta come back for like 2 weeks after. 2 weeks after for a second dosage, and after that you still have to wear your mask, and you still have to see if you get any side effects. So we'll say maybe by summertime you'll be able to hug your grandkids. Are you kidding me right now? What a joke. That's insane. Like, the vaccine is not gonna help anything. You're gonna get a vaccine because they tell you to get a vaccine, just like the mask. And by June, I guarantee you guys the cases are gonna be worse, because this is something else. You know what I mean? Like, let me just give you an example. There are many things that kill out there. We live in a very dangerous world. There are many things that kills, but this virus has been taking the priority, I guess you can say. There is no such thing as, come see your family at the nursing home at your own risk. There's no such thing as that. It's either you don't get to see them and that's it, and if you try to come in, we're going to call the police on you. There are very dangerous neighborhoods that the rate of being shot is very high. You don't see the police. I mean, the people who live there, because they cannot afford to move anywhere else, they're fighting a city hall trying to get more policemen to patrol the area. So when you have to go there, there's nobody telling you, hey, you can't go because you're gonna get shot. Like, the world is dangerous. It's a very dangerous place, and they have taken this virus and whatever, like, so to the extreme that now in the LA area they're saying you not even will be able to even to go and walk. Like, are they thinking about the people who have their jobs and they walk to work because they cannot afford to get a car? I mean, because if you're telling me that staying at home helps, then what happened? Because we were at home since March to like June. You know what I mean? And then we all knew that by the summertime the cases were gonna go down, because that's just what viruses do. When it comes to warm weather, they're gonna cease. You know what I mean? And so they reopened back a little bit with restrictions back in June. Yet they're saying, like, you have to stay at home, and you cannot even go walking, you cannot even go driving. Like, who's gonna pay all the bills? And they say, without the exception of the homeless people. I mean, what a slap in the face. I mean, I just, everything without restriction is crazy. I don't think this is how God intended for us to live here. And I feel like it's just getting out of hand, because we're totally being controlled. We're totally being controlled, and we, unfortunately, everybody's following, obviously, because you're not gonna go. I guess you're not gonna really go against, unless you have a lot of, people that are willing to go with you. But I just feel like it's a little crazy for them to say that. First of all, too, if you think about it, they haven't put out any stimulus check either. So you're expected to be home, let's say, for 3 weeks, right, into January, 3-4 weeks. And then when they're saying when the president comes in, the new one or whoever, because we still don't know what's going to happen with that. So we just learned that Biden selected Fauci, Dr. Fauci, to be, the health advisor, whatever that's called, whatever his title is, but it's basically he's gonna have a position in the new government. And I'm thinking, wait a second, we have followed what he said, and it still has not worked. We have worn the face mask, we have stayed at home, we have kept our distance, and this is still not working. Because if it would have worked, the cases would have been less, right? So, I mean, the kids are not even going to school. So, I mean, what is going on? And then the thing is that Biden said when he starts, if he gets to start, he's going to enforce a 100-day mask law. Like, are you kidding me? We've been doing that already. I mean, who's telling him that this is already being done? I mean, it's so insane. Like, it's almost like he's going to mandate 100 days of mask. Like, we have been doing that already. Hello. You know what I mean? And the thing is for today, like, the thing that really got me so upset was the fact that in LA they're saying walk-ins not gonna be even allowed. So I think about those families that don't own a car, that are going, they walk to work. The people, I mean, we need walking obviously, so they're gonna ban that too. Like, are you kidding me? And this is gonna be allowed. And the thing with that, they're gonna test it out and gonna see how it works. They're gonna see how it works. And if the people of LA, they take it without any coming back and say no, we're not gonna do it. If there's not gonna be like a massive outrage of people saying no, we're not gonna do it. This is enough. We're already doing our part, which is wearing the mask and keeping our distance. But we have to live. It's been way too long. I mean, it's gonna be a year very soon since this whole thing started, and things are getting worse. And I just feel like God is coming back soon because, when you're trying to control something like that, God reminds you who's really in control. That's what I'm saying. Like, even in your own personal life, when you're trying so hard to control something, God reminds you who's really in control, and that's when God takes over. And I feel like, if you're watching this video right now, you haven't given your life to Christ, this is the time to do it. So you have to allow Jesus to come into your life. If you need prayer, I'm available. JulisaDesigns.com. You can go on the website to JulisaDesigns.com. We are definitely living in the last times, in the last days. Everything that's happening, I never seen there's such a it's just way out of hand. The way they're treating this whole idea. And now the crazy thing, like what I was saying about today, was the vaccine. They're saying it probably will be by summertime that you'll be able. They were like, you take your vaccine, but you still have to wear your mask. Then what's the point of this thing? Because let me tell you, I worked in healthcare before, and if you work in healthcare before, you know this to be true. Last year and previous years and throughout this whole, so many years before, everybody who works in healthcare and for whatever reason, refuses to take the flu shot, they are obligated to wear a mask. Right? Everybody knows that. Everybody who works in healthcare, in a clinic or whatever, in a hospital, they know this to be true. If you refuse to take the flu shot, you were supposed to wear a mask, right? And the people that took the flu shot didn't have to wear a mask. But now, don't you think it's interesting now that this is all flipped right now when it comes to this new vaccine? Because even if you take it, you still have to wear the mask. Wouldn't taking it make you exempt from wearing it, the mask? So what is this gonna help really? And the fact is, this is one thing. This is a new thing in the market. They haven't been doing a lot of testing. I don't care what they say, the CDC, whatever, approved it, the FDA, whatever. I don't care if they approved it. It's still too recent. It's still very new. So 2 is very new. 3, you still have to go for a second dosage of it. Okay. So after 2 weeks. So you have to go for a second dosage after 2 weeks, and you still have to wear a mask. And they say maybe in 6 months after all the side effects, whatever. And they say you might get sick from it because it's such a new thing. So, wow. This is just looking really bad right now, because the solution is going to bring you more problems. So what is going on here? The vaccine, guys, is not the solution. Staying at home, it's not the solution. I mean, you cannot make people stay at home for 2 weeks and think the cases are not gonna go up, because it's not gonna work. People like that. There's no way that we were meant to live in our apartments and that's it and do nothing else. You know, the Bible says it's not good for men to be alone. Let's just start with that and put that as, because a lot of people use that when people are like not married and whatever. Let's use that as a general statement and think about it for 1 second. The fact that they're telling you don't gather for Christmas with your family, don't do this the other, yet they keep the malls open. That's a problem. There's something else bigger than what they're calling it to be here. You know, for somebody to not be able to even go to work, and yet they're not even sending you in a stimulus package. There's something bigger to know, you know, way bigger than what they making it out to be. You know, it's all about control. I do believe this is all about control and mind control also, because, you know, it's like when you see somebody on the store and they're not wearing a mask, you're already programmed to hate that person, because we have been hearing so many things about, you know, this thing. I mean, this has been the most studied virus ever, because it's not being studied by just the scientists. It's being studied by the general public. You know what I mean? Like when you go to the doctor and tell you have this and the other, sometimes you have no idea what they're talking about. So you go and research. This thing has been researched. People know the symptoms and everything so much because they have made it, you know, it's so dangerous to have it. I do understand people have died from it, but just like, you know, just like everything else in life, you know, we live in a dangerous world. You know, you cannot go and say, I'm going to go study abroad and I'm going to be safe because it's a safe, like anything can happen, man. You can even get, you don't even know if the plane is going to land safely. I mean, the planes are like a walking thing, like it's a give and take. You don't ever, like, not a give and take, but like it could be a good experience and it could be a bad. That's just how life it is. It's full of risk. Life is full of risk. When you get on a plane, you don't know. You know, you wish that everything goes smoothly. You know, you hope that's why you go on it. You know, but you know, like I said, your time can be any time when it's time for you to go. So life is full of risk, and I feel like they have taken this a little to the extreme. There are a lot of diseases out there that are very contagious that you don't know when people have it. I mean, there are people who go on a train and they get stabbed or they get pushed into the tracks. Like, you don't know what happened, and you know, you can't control, because you cannot live like that. I'm not saying to stay in a burning house, nothing like that. What I'm saying is, um, that's just what life is. Life is full of risk, and you have to, you know, the days pass, the day goes by so fast. So you just have to keep moving, you know, with faith, and be ready with God all the time. So I just don't think, you know, it's a lot of control. It's a lot of control. I mean, because if you're telling me in 14 days when they do the lockdown, whatever, um, they're gonna say, yeah, studies show that because we have stayed, excuse me, in lockdowns, we have seen a big change. It hasn't worked. Um, Wearing a mask has not worked. It's just the fact that they say after you get your shot of that vaccine, the new vaccine, you still have to wear a mask, and you still have to keep, you know, just, you're just gonna have a thing now in your body, but you still gotta wear the mask. You still have to keep your social distance. You still have to, you know, they say maybe in 6 months from now you'll be able to hug people that you wanted to hug and whatever. Um, Something's different here, and all I'm saying is, you know, let's pray for the people in LA. And there's all the counties that they mentioned. They mentioned way too many counties. They won't be even able to go out walking unless it's essential, for, you know, I guess the medical field, personnel or whatever, the people that help with the elderly. So we just have to get close with God, because we're clearly living in the last days. So anyways, guys, that was my video for today. So I want you to share it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for doing so. And I guess I mean, we'll see how the weekend goes. I hope everybody's having a great Friday. Bye.